Hey folks, so let's have a look at some recent items that came in the mail. This one I believe came from eBay. One of those double pack things. What a lot of these companies do is they'll ship off to another location and then they ship it to the final location. And if they're shipping enough, it really reduces their costs. So it also increases the length of time it takes for you and I to receive our components. And but you know, it also helps with the price of our components too. So yeah, these are a strange little chip that I wanted to just do a video on, if I can think of a good way to demonstrate them. Is this really necessary? Sometimes I have to scratch my head about the way people do things. Like, man, oh man, oh man. Oh, and they're taped on the end as well. Okay. So what these are you've all heard of the 555, right? And you probably even heard of the 556, which is two 555s in a single package. Well, they have a big brother. This is the 558. This is actually 4 timers, similar to a 555, but not quite the same, in a single package. So yeah, I'm going to do a video on these. I won't go into them any further right now, but these can only be set up in one-shot mode. There's no S-stable multi-vibrator mode. But we'll do a video on it and we'll show you a little bit more about these strange chips. I don't think they're made anymore, actually. Alright, here we go. Here's the next one. This is one of these really nice envelopes from Amazon. I don't know why they don't all come in these envelopes. They're so much friendlier to the environment. Right. These are little digital panel meters. Now, I'm pretty sure I had some of these. In fact, I used up one just recently. And these are the 3-wire kind, which are my favorite. So basically you have the black wire and the red wire. Black is common, the red wire is the supply for this, and the yellow wire is the measurement wire. So these are a little bit better than the ones that just have the 2 wires and they're basically displaying the voltage that you're putting across them. These ones, you can put a voltage across it and use it. You know, you could even make a little multimeter out of it with some ingenuity. Okay, here's the next thing. Where do I cut this? Yeah, so this is one of those infrared thermometers. It's a pretty low end unit. This is no high resolution FLIR or anything like that. And takes a couple of AAA batteries. You just happen to have. I'm 28.8 degrees. All right. So it comes here with this manual. Yeah, so it's actually pretty good English. So it could be actually useful. Anyway, the reason I got this, I'm going to use it for testing the temperature of components and circuits and things like that. But you know, mostly, to be quite honest with you, I'm going to be using it for cooking. Very nice. We'll see how that works in the days to come. Okay, next thing. from eBay here. I think I know what that is. I don't have a lot coming in from eBay, so this could be some LED display units. Very well packed. There we go. Oh, that's nice. Looks like I got 4 of them. The ad only said 3, so bonus. There we go. And these are HP 5082 7731. Now these are for my Hewlett-Packard 5300B measuring system. There's one of those that has one of these modules that's missing a couple of segments. And now I moved that to the highest digit on the display. And with my current counter module, it's not used, but I wanted to get some other modules with which it is used. So I just wanted to replace this, and I found an eBay seller that's selling these at a fairly reasonable price. And it looks like I got more than I bargained for, which is always awesome. Anyway, we may do a video on how to replace that in a future one. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in refurbishment of older yet awesome equipment. Something from Amazon in the less well-liked envelope. These things sometimes come in. Okay, yeah, I know what these are. But these are boost modules. And I got a whole pile of them here. How many are there? It just came as a kit, and I was looking at, I'm going to get maybe 1 or 2 or 3, and I found out if I got a kit of 6, it would be just as cheap as getting 2 or 3. So let's have a little better look at these. There we go. So these will take an input. I believe it's from around about 2 volts or so up to 25 volts or so, produce an output of 3 volts up to 30 volts. So what I'm hoping to do is put 9 volts in and get 28 volts or thereabouts out for my first application of these, and then I just have the rest of them knocking around for anything I need them for. And so the next project I'm going to be doing is with these modules here, and one of these, and a 9-volt battery. And if you have a guess of what it might be, put your guess down in the comments. But I'll be doing a video on that actually fairly shortly, as soon as I can figure out how I'm going to get all this to work together. Yeah, so let me have a look at this chip here. So that's an XL6009 E1 chip. So I might even do a little video on how well these work just to begin with, and look forward to that. This looks like something I got in from AliExpress. A lot of the things I have today probably came in from AliExpress. Oh, it's a little kit. Well, there's not much kit to it. It looks like it's a pre-built module. I thought it was going to be a kit. Oh well. Well, this looks like it's a little device here to check batteries and their capacity. But I thought it was going to be a nice little kit, with some surface mount components that aren't too hard to deal with. But, there we go. I don't know if I'll actually ever use it. Maybe I can build it into something. But I thought it'd make a nice little kit. But You know, as most of these kits that I get, I just build them for fun and play around with them for a few minutes. But this, in this form, doesn't even afford me that. So I guess I can always just mount these little standoffs onto it and say, whoa, that was a nice kit build. Anyway, I'll probably do this one in my spare time and not bother anybody with it. Here's another AliExpress one. Hopefully I'm not cutting into anything here, because most of the stuff I'm buying off AliExpress are kits. Okay, this one's a kit, and I know what it is. This is a little Tesla coil kit. Little high voltage generator. So I'm just going to toss that into my box of kits. And that'll get pulled at random someday when we're doing a kit. Rather chunky thing from Amazon. Yeah. So this is one of these, a soldering iron cleaner. And since I've taken up having soldering irons in various places, I thought I'd get another one of these. It comes with a whole bunch of spare balls, and that's actually what induced me to buy the whole thing. It was almost as cheap to get a new one of these as it was to buy a bunch of balls. So with this, I believe I get a ball with it. Indeed I do, and the little canister. That gives me a total of 6 balls and the canister for about the same price as just buying one of the metal foil balls. They're brass wool, actually. So, yeah, that'll come in handy, so that'll be added to my lab toolkit. So we got one last item here. What this is. Okay, I know what this is. This is the cheapest digital multimeter in the world. Looks like it's also squashed. Very squashed. I thought I ordered the black one. Oh yes, yeah, it came black. Okay, I just got this here as a second little meter for our beginner's toolkit at a very reduced cost. Because as you know, anybody who's been in electronics for any length of time knows that it's extremely handy to have 2 meters. One you're going to be measuring voltage, and the other one you're going to be measuring current. This one has got, actually, it's not auto ranging. And it's not very well put together. Now we can fix that up a little bit later. Oh, and that really is a cheap feeling switch. But we'll do a little test on this when the time comes. And let's see what batteries it requires. Amazing, the screws weren't over tightened, so it requires a 9-volt battery. If it's in there like that, I imagine. Is that going to be able to close back up again that way? Yes, it is. I do have to get more 9-volt batteries, so maybe that's something I'll order off of Amazon today. Okay. Let's do a very, very quick check on the... These aren't as awful as they look from a distance. They actually feel quite nice. Amazing. So here we got common. Let's check out just some ohms here. And while we're doing that, it's pretty rough and ready, I'll tell you that. I'll boot up my power supply. Okay, We go down here to ohms, go down to the 200 range, and we'll see what we get when we check out a 1 ohm resistor. You got 1.7. Okay, let's try a 100 ohm resistor. 98.5. Let's go up to 2K range. 1K, yeah, let's get a bit more accurate. 20K range. Seems to have settled into its level of incompetence here. Let's see, does it have a diode test function? Yes, it does. It's got continuity. What's it sound like? Very, very quiet. You won't wake your neighbors with this one. All right. These are very rule of thumb. It depends on the amount of current passing through the diode as to what it'll actually read. Let's see if it'll light up a red LED. It'll light it up, but it will not measure the voltage. Will light up the green. Barely lights up the blue. Well, we do get a tiny little glow out of the yellow. It's got a transistor checker in it. I think that's the only one in the house. Maybe not. Okay, so we've got 10 volts on the power supply. Check it at 19 volts. $18.95. Yeah, it's not bad. And I think that was it. All right, folks. Thanks for coming out and joining me today. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one.